From London, this is the Standard Podcast, and I'm Mark Blunden. Coming up on today's show, Charlie XCX's Brat Summer.
It's not just about being like a party girl, even though, to be honest, that is the main message. But it's also about being at one with yourself, doing things for yourself and looking out for yourself. It's like being a party girl, but having a holistic view of the world and actually like a wholesome respect for yourself as a person.
Rachel Abbott and Maddie Musson explain all. But first, feel like you're going nowhere? Well, that's because London remains the most traffic-congested city in Europe and the third worst globally, according to an annual survey. Joining us now is Evening Standard Transport editor Ross Lydall, who reports the Inrix Global Traffic Scorecard for 2023, says speeds in central London had fallen 10% in a year to an average of just 10 miles per hour. Ross, why are our stress levels on the road rising as quick as the temperature right now?
Well, if we believe this survey from a company called Inrix, which is a sort of US data company, the average London motorist is sort of spending probably 4 entire days a year stuck in traffic. A total of 99 hours a year were lost due to road delays. This may come as no surprise to those of us who spend a lot of time driving around London, especially in outer London, but it still seems quite a large figure. It's also not a surprise in the sense this is the third year in a row that London has been rated as the worst city in Europe for traffic congestion, and it's also the third worst globally behind New York and Mexico City.
What are some of the worst routes?
The survey has not just looked at London, but other European capitals and also other cities and towns within the UK. But within London, it has highlighted 2 routes as being the most congested. Number one in terms of the sort of horror list is the westbound A40 between the North Circular Road and the A312 junction at Church Road in Greenford. And according to Inrix, if you typically use this road at around 3 o'clock every afternoon, you would have lost 63 hours sitting in traffic. The second worst area was nearby on the A4, also westbound, and here it's between Warwick Road in West Kensington and Wellesley Road in Chiswick, basically coming up to the sort of roundabout there with the North Circular. And also we know that the area around Heathrow, no surprise there, the M4 East Heathrow interchange is also one of the worst areas.
Are there road design changes fueling the gridlock in your view?
Well, this is quite an interesting debate, shall we say, because many drivers blame both bus lanes and also protected cycleways for taking away road space and therefore causing pinch points that then cause congestion. Now, I do have some sympathy with that view, but it seems much more likely is actually the sheer volume of vehicles, especially cars, taxis and vans on the road. The reason for congestion, the reason that you're stuck in traffic is because you are causing congestion to the block behind you. It's mainly as simple as that. There are now more than 100,000 licensed minicabs in London. Now, this isn't black taxis. There are fewer than 20,000 of those, and the number sort of pretty much keeps going down each year. Here we're talking about minicabs, aka Ubers. So if you've got a fondness for hiring an Uber to make a sort of 2 or 3 mile trip rather than getting on the bus or getting on your bike, then you are contributing to the congestion. Similarly, if you have a habit of ordering stuff on Amazon or other online suppliers on a regular basis and are then sort of sat at home, working from home and waiting for the doorbell to ring, that van that just delivered your sort of $3.99 item is also contributing to congestion. So it's changing work and living patterns. But I'm afraid people who like to get in the car are the ones who are causing the congestion, much more than the fact that roads may be shared better now for people using buses, trying to walk or cycle.
What do we know about plans to get London moving?
One thing TfL is doing is essentially make the traffic lights better and more able to essentially recognise where there are jams. So it's sort of switching over the oversight of the main sort of traffic light network. There are about 6,000 sets of traffic lights in London on main roads that come under TfL's control. And it's using new technology so that if these traffic lights spot there are longer than normal delays, more cars or vans stacking there, then they'll give those vehicles extra green time in the bid to try and sort of smooth out jams. There's also a sort of task force was set up last year by Sadiq Khan to try and make sure that when roadworks are done, then they're done in a coordinated manner rather than all happening one after another. So you do as many roadworks as possible when a road is being done up to sort of minimise the grief on an overall basis.